Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Way to be with JandC. Episode 2.
So yeah, what are we talking about this week, man?
Are you recording now?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh. All right.
I've been recording.
Oh. You caught a lot of nonsense, my friend.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's been happening this week? Mostly just work for you, right?
Work. I've watched 2.5 seasons of MasterChef this week.
MasterChef is such a good show, though.
It is.
I've been watching quite a bit of it here in recent times. I think on that show, like, they judge really, really harshly. But it's... Say what?
I said they are very harsh.
They judge us
They're
so
rough on
harshly.
some of those people. They just crush their spirits.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I didn't know we were serving piles of dog crap today.
It looked like you dumped a colostomy bag out on your plate.
Right? The molten lava cake guy? He did. He had 4 tries, and it fell apart every time. Which, I've never made molten lava cake, but the concept seems a little simple.
Gordon Ramsay says it's hard.
He says it's hard. I don't know. That's like I said, I don't work with chocolate a lot because I don't like chocolate. I
Fair.
consider myself a very low-tier at-home chef.
Fair enough, man. Yeah. Though some stuff is a lot easier to cook than you think.
Yeah, as we found out earlier with Eggs Benedict. I'd always seen that as kind of like a fancy dish. Something that would be difficult to throw together.
Yeah.
But it's not. The hardest part's the hollandaise sauce, and it's super simple. I like the little spicy bit at the end.
A little spicy bit at the end.
Yeah, it was good. I love spicy food. Like, my favorite foods are like Indian and Chinese, Mexican. It's real heavily spiced food.
Yeah.
And I like to cook it. I like the way it smells. I like the way it tastes. I'm not good at making Chinese food.
Never tried to make Chinese food.
Me either. Well, I have tried.
But say
I've never
just talked about how hard
I've
it was.
never cooked Chinese food where I was like happy with it.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, normally when I try to poach eggs, it goes everywhere. I was not aware that you had to stir the water to create a little vortex to hold the egg together.
Yeah.
I was just dumping eggs in boiling water and
and it was spreading out like crazy.
why isn't this working?
Yeah, you gotta get the swirl going and then drop it in the middle and it cooks the eggs. Although I've never dropped more than 1 in at a time.
Yeah, that worked just fine.
That worked just fine. Which I was impressed about. I'm impressed with. Oh, I don't know. If I had to pick like a favorite thing to cook, not like an item, but like a genre, probably be like Indian food.
Indian food?
Which is crazy because I don't cook it a lot. I like the recipes. I like all the spices, the way they smell when they're going in. It's my favorite. Favorite to eat though, like probably Chinese. I love Chinese food.
Mm-hmm. My favorite food to cook would probably be breakfast food.
Breakfast.
I love breakfast food.
Breakfast
it's my
food's
favorite
good.
food.
What do you like about it so much?
I like eggs, I like sausage, I like all the flavors, the tastes going on, pancakes. That's my favorite foods.
I don't like pancakes. It's crazy. I think it's because I don't like syrup.
Maybe you don't gotta put syrup on pancakes, man.
I don't. Like, I never put syrup on pancakes.
Like, you can make good pancakes don't need syrup that you put other stuff on.
Yeah. If I do eat pancakes, it's usually... Like, I like to put eggs in with the pancake batter.
Yeah,
It gives you, like,
pancake
these really
batter has
fluffy-
eggs. In it. You're supposed to put eggs in pancake
Yeah, you're
batter.
supposed to. But, well, I eat my dad's pancakes all the time, and it's just like water and pancake mix. Yeah, so they come out really thin and floppy, almost like a crepe, but
But the crepe.
almost. But they're not flavorful. He just smothers it with butter. And it's like, these are really good. It's like, I think you like butter.
You like butter and syrup? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It's not about the pancake anymore. It's just a way to deliver butter and syrup to yourself.
Some foods like that, man.
Some food is, like chips and salsa.
You just
I
bringing
like
salsa
salsa.
to your mouth.
Yeah, I love salsas. I love them. Like chips and salsa is hands down one of my favorite things to eat.
Is it?
Yeah, it's consistent. It's consistently what I order when I don't know, or if like I'm in a new place or something. If they have chips and salsa available, I will judge them on their salsas for the rest of it. It's crazy.
Thing I want to cook most is pasta, like from scratch.
From scratch
pasta. And as soon as Walmart freaking restocks their flour, I will. They've been out of flour for like 2 weeks every time I go there.
I think they're focused on toilet paper right now.
They've been completely out of flour. Because I've been wanting to try and make like ravioli from scratch.
Why make it from scratch? Everything I've heard has said like the pre-made pasta is just as good as regular pasta.
People also say frozen meat is just as good as fresh meat, and it's not.
It's not. That
is something people without taste buds say.
I just had an argument with my mom like the other day. Like, I got a bunch of tri-tip out there that's frozen. You know, it's only been there for like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
It's like, you really want to get to it before about 6 months, because that's when it's probably not going to be the best quality after you thaw it out.
Well, as soon as
She's like, I've had frozen meat for years and you ate it. It's like, yeah, I was 9.
Well, I mean, it's still edible, but like you can taste and feel the difference in the texture.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to get across to her.
But like, it doesn't matter if it's only been frozen for a day. Like, the damage is done to the meat.
Right.
Because it's as soon as the ice crystals form, they're damaging the meat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just something people say, but it's not true.
No,
you can taste.
There's definitely a difference.
You can taste frozen meat. You can, and I bet you can taste the difference between fresh pasta and store-bought pasta. But granted, I've never made fresh pasta, so maybe next week I can tell you.
Well, maybe that's what we should do. Next week we'll go. I have flour I can bring, just in case. And we can make pasta, and we'll go get some like store-bought pasta, and we'll just test them out.
We could do like the old-timey thing. We just go around to my neighbors, knock on the door. Can I borrow like a cup of flour, man?
People would look at you like you were a psycho. No, you can't come in my house. I don't want to come in your house.
When you're in your house, I want you to take this cup and fill it with flour.
I know you got flour in there, man. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, like a long time ago, you could do that kind of thing. So, hey, just...
That was something that was acceptable a while ago, but now it's not really a thing.
Not so much.
I would be kind of weirded out if someone just knocked on my door asking for flour or sugar or something.
Yeah.
What? Just go to Walmart.
That's right there.
They're out. Got me there, man. I don't have any either.
They're out. I know. I don't have any pasta.
Now who's not silencing their phone?
That would be me. I sent my brother that Fairmere thing.
Oh.
That's good. What is a wanking festival? We're going to need some backstory on that. So earlier Josh found a meme, and it was just a sign, and it said Bradford Wanking Festival. My last name is Bradford, so it was funny. Which I
don't know what it is.
I know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're making a festival out of it.
Yeah, I don't know what that festival actually is. Maybe there's some number or letters missing from the sign.
Maybe it's a typo. God, I hope it's a typo. There's no way to tell.
There's no way to know for sure. But it is a time for Faramir, Captain of Gondor, to show his quality.
Some weird festivals out there. I want to go to them.
You want to go to the Wanking Festival?
No, not the Wanking Festival. I want to go to like a music festival or a food festival.
I like to go to food festivals more so than music or wanking.
Or wanking. I don't know. That's pretty high up on the list.
But yeah,
it's never a festival.
Definitely would like to go to food festivals.
Food festivals would be fun.
Got to get our food trip going so we can go to food festivals.
Dude, I know. I want to go to the Mountain Home Music Festival as a vendor. Just go out there. We sell the shit out of tri-tip sandwiches.
It'll be good, man.
It would be great.
Saving up money to buy that truck.
Mm-hmm. And I have a way to improve them because our sandwich, that was really like tough and chewy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna marinate them and soften them up a little bit. Use some kind of vinegar or something to break it down.
Yeah, we could definitely try different ways of cooking some tri-tip.
Mm-hmm.
See what comes out better. Yeah, we were kind of rushed there for those first couple of ones we did.
They were our first ones.
They were our first ones, yeah. But yeah, and definitely the strips of meat were too big. They needed to be cut smaller for the sandwiches. Because you like bite into it and you like pull this huge chunk off when you try and bite through it.
Yeah, I noticed.
Because it was too tough. We needed to get them a little more tender than that.
Yeah. Which maybe we're overcooking them or something. I don't think, because they're super thin slices.
They're super thin slices, but I didn't keep them on the grill very long.
Yeah, no, you were putting them out. And
they were on the grill,
took 2 or 3 minutes.
and then I threw the cheese on top to melt it, stuck them on the sandwich, and then I grilled the sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Which is when the sandwich press would be nice, because that'll grill it faster, because it does both sides. With heat coming in from both ends, it'll melt the cheese more.
Yeah, well, the sandwich press really only cooks the bread.
Well, yeah, but the heat will melt the cheese. It's not going to cook the meat, but it'll melt the cheese.
But it'll melt the cheese.
It'll help melt the cheese.
Yeah, you leave it in there for a minute or something.
Yeah.
Toast it out.
Which we need to bust out that sandwich press and test it out a little bit.
Yep, I probably will do that this week.
Nice.
Get it. Just see how it works. Write it down. Make a note. And then next year when I can walk, like we can do it. Or this fall. Like as soon as I can walk again, I really want to get back into it.
Yeah. Speaking of, how's your physical therapy going for your legs, man?
It's super painful. You know, as everybody says about physical therapy, it's, you know, super comfortable. Everybody loves doing it. No, it's interesting. So when I go in, I have some stretching exercises, but I don't know. It like stretches nothing I've ever stretched before. It's weird. So I take this rope and tie it around my foot, and then I use that to help pull my leg up and then lay it flat.
Yeah.
And then pull it up and lay it flat. And I do that for like 8 minutes solid, and it sucks the entire time. And then I have to hold it straight and raise it up with a... Today, I graduated to a 4-pound weight.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
The leg is getting stronger, which I like a lot. That's super handy. But it's still, like, if I'm not wearing the brace and I try to move it, it hurts a lot.
Yeah. You're stretching your patellar tendon, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
It's because that's when you bend your knee. That's stretching
that's the
that.
stretch, yeah.
It's stretching the patellar tendon.
Yeah. Well, the surgeon told me
because when you bend your leg,
you'll stretch out the repair.
When you bend your leg up, it stretches the tendons underneath your hamstrings.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because your doctor doesn't want you doing it on your own. You're doing it at physical therapy.
No, he told me at physical therapy, he's like, they're going to want to push you. Don't let them.
Oh. Well, you're not pushing it too bad because you're holding it with a rope. So you're keeping a lot of the pressure off of it.
Yeah, and I walk with a cane.
You're just stretching it out.
And the cane helps. Like, I can walk without it, but I can walk a lot further with it.
Right. For a little backstory, you want to tell people what happened to your legs?
I don't know. Would you like to hear a story of crippling depression? Emphasis on the cripple and the depression. So, back in June of 2019, some friends of ours came up from Arkansas, that's where we're from, and we're just going to show them around for a week. Little did we know that Josh had scheduled a cruise with his family and was going to be gone the whole time.
You guys told me the wrong dates.
They told me dates, and then those dates were switched later.
Yeah. When I made the plans with my family, like they were coming at a completely different time of the month, so I would have been here.
You're not wrong. Corey and Ashley were coming up from Arkansas to spend a week up in Idaho because they'd never been, and this is where me and Josh had been living for, at that time, what, like a year? 2 years?
A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, it was like 2 years because you were in that apartment for a while. Anywho, so I wanted to take them camping because some friends of mine were going up to Lowman to go camping, and I was just wanting to show them like some really pretty parts of the state. And up in Lowman, it's gorgeous. Got the river right there. It's these beautiful forested mountains, and it's a pretty drive. Takes a little while to get there. You can bump some music. It was just going to be a really good trip.
Yeah.
So we get up there, and the first day, I don't know. We got up there. I feel like it was super late at night. It was super late at night. We didn't get there till like 11 o'clock. So we're like walking through the woods with flashlights looking for a campsite. We're like yelling and hollering. And we find them. So we walk back to the car and then drive further down the trail. Because I didn't know if I could get my car down there, if I could get it out. This is just
makes sense. I wouldn't have took your car down there.
No, it was fine. It was totally fine.
Oh.
Once you get down there, there's a big spot to turn around. It's a really good camping spot. But anyways, we get out there, and we have, like, a really great night. We stay up super late. It's, like, 4 o'clock in the morning. And we all decide that we're going to bed because it's, like, 10 degrees outside. Like, it gets super cold in the mountains at night.
Yeah.
And Corey and Ashley were not used to that because they were coming from Arkansas in June. Let's say they weren't ready for the cold. And so I've got a tent there, and my friends have got a camper, and then there's one more tent. And then somebody slept in their car. But anyways, we get up the next day, and it's like maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock or whatever. So I'm like, well, we're camping. Obviously, drink beer immediately. So that's what we did. I had a beer. And then we walked down. We were up on like a plateau kind of thing overlooking a river. And there was a little walk-down trail where you could walk down to the river. And there was this wave pool there, and we were just kind of splashing around in it. And that's what we did that morning. So we were in there, and it was me and my friend Chris. And we're both kind of like high energy. Getting at people. I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah.
we're both very active. Anyway, so he was on one end of the pool, and I was like kind of standing in the middle, and he looked at me, and we locked eyes, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm going to get you." And I'm like, "Ooh, no, you're not." So I tried to run, and like the first step, I didn't make it very far at all. I stepped with my left leg and twisted that ankle, and I was like, oh, crap, before I break something, I better try to catch myself. So I threw my right leg out there real quick, and as soon as it hit the ground, underneath the water, it was this loud pop, this huge snap, and just like the most incredible pain I've ever been in my life. Ever. And I've broken a lot of bones, and this was 10 times worse. Minimum. Like, it was horrible. So I go down, and I'm splattered, and the water's not that deep. It's like maybe 8-10 inches, something like that, just above your ankles. A little bit further above your ankles. But anyways, I go down and I start thrashing around like I'm being attacked by a shark. And everybody's all like, they're thinking, because they just saw like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you. No, you're not. And then I went down like immediately. And then it took them like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 full seconds of me like screaming in agony and clawing my way back to the bank, the beach where the sand was. And I got there and I was cradling my leg, just holding it and squeezing because it hurt so bad I didn't know what to do. So they all come running over, and one of them, he goes, I don't think he's playing. I think this is not a drill. So they all come running over there, and I'm screaming my head off. And then I took my hands away, and my kneecap had moved up like inches from where it's supposed to be. Like, it was sitting on top of my leg muscle, it seemed like. But it had moved like 10 centimeters or something like that. It was huge. And so we packed up camp in record time. It took us like 20, 30 minutes tops to pack everything up. And then we headed back down the mountain. And I crawled in the back of my car with Corey and Ashley, and then Santiago was driving. And he drove me all the way to the hospital in Nampa. And they're like, okay, tell us what's going on, yada, yada, yada. So I told them, and they're like, okay, we're going to take some x-rays, just see what's going on. So they do, they x-ray it. And in the x-ray, like, you can clearly see that my kneecap is not where it should be. Like, it's not. It's called patella alta, something like that. It's where your kneecap sits too high. Very clearly, that's what's going on in the x-rays. And they're like, nope, that's what a knee looks like. And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, man, that is a knee. I was like, yeah, but it's a broken knee. And at this point, I didn't know that the tendon had snapped. I just thought it was like a dislocation or something, a fracture. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So All I knew very positively was that my kneecap was in the wrong spot. I've been looking at my knees a long time, guy. I'll tell you right now, it's in the wrong spot. And they weren't having it. They gave me a painkiller and an ace bandage, and which was like fucking $16 for the ace bandage. That was crazy. And then they're like, "Yep, that is a sprained knee. You've sprained it. You know, stay off of it for a couple of weeks. You know, and in 8 weeks you should be fine." So, sparing the details, 8 weeks came and went, and I couldn't lift my right leg at all. Like from the knee down, it was just I had nothing. I could still feel it, everything, but I couldn't control it because the mechanism for doing it was snapped. But at this time, I didn't know, and it stayed like that for a couple of months, actually, until I did to my left leg. So a couple months after all this happened in June, and then my left leg in late October. Like October 28th, I think it was. Not very long after, the same thing happened to my left knee. I missed my step walking up a tractor, and I just went down, and my other leg wasn't strong enough to catch me. And I went down on my other leg, and I felt it. I felt it pull apart like a rope with too much tendon or with too much tension on it, and I could just feel each individual strand snapping. And I was like, for sure, that is what I've done to my other leg. Anyway, so I go to the hospital for that one, and the guy that did my surgery was looking at it, and he's like, "Yeah, you've ruptured the tendon, like 100%. That's what's going on." And before this, I had been to 3 other doctors. The first one I went to, and then 2 others, trying to figure out what was wrong with my knee because it wasn't getting better, and I couldn't walk. And they had no clue. And this guy looked at it for like 10 minutes, and he was like, "Yeah, you ruptured the tendon." And I would be willing to bet that's what you did on the other one. Because on my left leg, the one that happened second, the kneecap also shifted up like 10 centimeters. And he was like, "Yeah, I would be willing to bet that that's what happened." So we finally figured out what was wrong with my right knee months later. And usually when these types of injuries happen, they want to get you into surgery like within weeks of it happening. And the left leg was covered by workers' comp, so that surgery happened really fast. But my right leg, it went without surgery or any type of treatment at all for like 8 months. And I only got the surgery 8 weeks ago. So I can't do physical therapy on the right knee yet because it's not strong enough. But I've been doing, I think today was day 17 or 16 for my left leg. And I've already moved up to a 4-pound weight. I can do workouts on the Total Gym. They're super light, but like it's progress, and it's so. It sounds dumb, but like I'm so proud of myself because like it's been literally impossible for me to move my legs like that for months, for like a long, long time.
Yeah,
way too long, and I've got braces on both legs that keep them straight, except for my left one bends to 60 degrees now. But the real untold story of all this is how difficult it is to go to the bathroom when your legs are braced. Just getting your pants down. Just getting your pants down. It's a struggle. It's really not great. But I'm going to the therapy, and I feel good about it, and I just hope to get it over with soon. And that is the story of why I'm a cripple now. But not
temporarily.
Forever. Temporarily crippled. In the purest form of the word. But along with all of that, my fiance left me between the right knee breaking and the left knee breaking. So I also had that to deal with. And then I lost all my jobs. And then I lost my apartment.
Just can't walk, so it makes it hard.
Can't walk, can't work, can't pay your rent. Can't pay your rent, get kicked the fuck out.
We didn't get kicked out. We broke the lease. Or we didn't break the lease.
We didn't break the lease.
We finished the lease.
We paid them 2 extra months on that lease. Can we freaking trash talk Faith Landing right now? I hate that place.
They weren't a great apartment place.
No, they sucked. Man, they will screw you if they get the chance.
I have wondered if maybe you could sue the hospital for telling you there was nothing wrong with your knee.
I paid for the X-rays,
Yeah.
which was like $300, which was totally fine, and they kept calling me to pay the rest of my bill because it was like $1,200.
Yeah.
So I went to the ER, and I was like, I'm not paying you $1,200 for a wrong diagnosis and a painkiller. I'll pay for the X-rays. That's fine, and I did. I paid them off, and they're like, we're gonna send your bill to collections if you don't pay this. I just go ahead, send it. I don't care. My credit's in the tank anyway. Down economies. But back in January, I got a letter from them.
Yeah.
Saying that I no longer owe them for the services rendered.
Yeah.
So that bill is clear and gone. It's off my credit report. They never even sent it to collections.
Doesn't matter. Like, you could probably still sue them for malpractice. Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. You could talk to a lawyer about it and see.
I could. I don't know. I don't know what the statute is on that, and I'm not.
I mean, I doubt it's up yet. It hasn't even been a year.
Yeah, that's true.
But, because of their weirdly wrong diagnosis, like, it took months before you got that thing treated.
It took a long time. Yeah.
I don't know. If I was you, I would talk to a lawyer about it. Maybe you can't, but...
Maybe that'll be the seed money for Big and Cheesy.
Maybe. A lot of lawyers won't charge you money if you're suing somebody because they take a percentage. Like, so you could probably get the
lawyer.
lawyer.
When I got in my car wreck, I went through a lawyer and sued their insurance company.
Yeah.
And that took like a year and a half.
I mean,
A long time.
About a
and
year.
I got screwed in that deal.
Really? I thought that deal ended up pretty good for you, you said.
Kind of, sort of. It worked out because my truck was technically totaled.
Yeah.
But it still drove just fine.
Yeah.
Like, it bent the frame underneath.
Yeah.
Just a little, which the insurance is going to be like $500 more to fix than it would be to just for the value of the truck. So, it's totaled. So I kept driving that truck for a long time. And then, the insurance paid me for it. The total value of the truck. And then I used that to pay off some credit cards. I was going into winter, so work was slowing down. But that's when my knees started hurting.
Yeah.
So after they slammed into the dashboard, like, they were just weak after that. And then a couple of years later, they just snapped. And we're pretty sure that's why it happened, because your patellar tendons are not supposed to break. Especially not being 29, 28 years old whenever this happened.
Yeah. They could have already been damaged in the wreck.
That's what we were thinking. It's like you probably got tendonitis from the car wreck, which weakened them over time, and then they snapped one day.
Yeah. But anyway, like the lawyer you used to sue the insurance company, like he took a good chunk as his fee, but you still got a big check in the end.
I got a pretty decent sized check. I did.
Yeah. I'm saying that you could do that in like a year or two.
Yeah, but the
you could get
trade-off
another.
is I live in constant pain now. For a couple of grand.
Well, you can either live with the pain with no money,
Yeah, I'm not saying
or you
it
can live with
wasn't.
the pain with somebody.
I'm
I don't
not
know why you're
saying
arguing
that
so hard
it was
against
so
this.
terrible. Because I don't like the idea of suing someone.
Well, I mean, suing someone for no reason, no. But this isn't no reason. Like, obviously, your leg was fucked up. And that doctor looked you in the eye and said it was sprained.
I don't even know if he looked at the x-rays, man.
Exactly. Like, this isn't a no reason lawsuit. They fucked up, and you're paying the price for it.
I'm having a major revelation right now. Man, maybe I'll go talk to a lawyer and see.
I don't know. If I was you, I would have talked to a lawyer about it. Especially once you saw the good doctor who, in 10 seconds, told you what was wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's part of how they do those things is the court has other doctors that review like your x-rays and stuff. Mm-hmm. And if they say that doctor's a fucking idiot because he couldn't tell what was wrong with your knee from this x-ray, Like, yeah, that's a win.
Okay.
That's how they do it.
Well, shit.
To see if a competent doctor would have diagnosed you that way, or if the doctor was incompetent.
Well, that's the crazy part, because I saw more than just that doctor. I saw 3 different doctors before I got to Dr. Bottomere. And yeah, he figured it out like super quickly. But I went to one of those Terry Riley things.
Yeah.
And yeah, they had no idea. He was like, oh, super weird, man. That sucks. I get the craziest doctors, man.
Heard.
Like, he didn't look like a doctor. He looked like my uncle.
Big suture, man.
It's a big suture. So, so we'll fill you in on that one, too. That's a funny story. It's just, a moment where, and I don't know, for backstory, I've been studying medicine for like a year because I want to get a degree in radiology. So I just got done with a medical terminology class, and I was trying to put things together. I felt like I knew something about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And anyways, I was in the post-op doctor's appointment. It was like a month after the surgery on my left knee. And the swelling had started to go down, like a little bit, not really, but a little more, enough to notice that underneath the skin on my left knee was this huge, like, sharp, hard something. I thought it was bone. Like, in my mind, I didn't know what it could be.
Yeah.
So I was like, next time I go in, I'm going to ask him. So I wait a couple of weeks, and then we go in and check it out. And I was like, what's going on with this ball on top of my kneecap? Like, it's sharp. It stretches the skin out. It's like really uncomfortable. He's like, that's the suture that's holding all your stuff together. And I was like, yeah, but like, why is it so big? And he looks at me and he goes, it's a big suture, man. But the look on his face was just like, I had asked him something so profoundly stupid that he had to physically reset his brain to answer the question. And I don't know, I've never been put in my place that hard before. It's like, why is it so big? It's a big suture. Yeah. And then he showed me the size of the suture. I was like, I didn't know they made them that big. Because I thought every suture was just like what you see on the outside of the skin when somebody gets a cut or something, like real thin, tiny little sutures. Look like horsehair or something. But no, these are gigantic sutures, and they're inside me. But anyways, that's the story of how I broke my legs and where I'm at right now. So a couple of weeks ago, I've gotten to the point where I could like drive, which has been nice. A couple of weeks ago, it's been about a month. I'm to the point where I can drive. I still have the braces on my knees, but I can drive comfortably and do all that. I just can't sit in a car very long because it hurts.
Yeah.
But really, I'm in this weird limbo. Like, mentally, I feel like I'm bouncing back a little bit from all the craziness, the depression, and all that stuff. I'm doing good with the therapy and the physical therapy. I'm taking my medication like I should. Like, I feel okay. I was just stuck with these broken legs that I can't do anything with. Like, I can't even walk on uneven surfaces right now because the fear of falling down and hurting them again is right now. It's just too much. I don't want to go through that again, man. It's terrible. That's hands down the worst 3 things that ever happened to me in my life happened in like 3 months of each other, and I'm still dealing with the fallout. Yeah. It's been a wild ride. That's why I'm like, bring it on, 2020. 2019 fucking sucked. That was it. It was the worst.
That's what I was thinking, man. Some malpractice money might help you get through it.
Maybe. I get a malpractice check, a stimulus check, my tax returns, which I still need to do my taxes.
They extended it, so you got time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not the issue. Mostly it's like motivation.
Yeah. I never get much money back, so I never feel super motivated to file them either.
No.
Just get them in before the deadline. It'll be all right.
Be fine. I don't even look forward to the tax return. I'm just like, oh yeah, this happened.
Oh yeah, that happens again, doesn't it?
Cool. Now I can pay 2 bills instead of 1. Oh man, it sucks being broke.
Being broke sucks.
You know what's crazy though? Like a year ago, I could have never imagined a world where I didn't work.
That's true. You were a working fiend, man. You had 3 jobs there before you broke your knees. Like you were working
before
all
I broke
the time.
my left knee. I had that one. My right knee was still jacked up when I was doing all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. Like you were still working on a broken leg. Like you couldn't put weight on one of your legs, and you were waiting tables,
doing construction,
and doing construction. Like that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and trying to get Big and Cheesy off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. That amount of motivation has left my body.
And now we're podcasters.
Podcasters, that's right.
That's a real thing.
If one of y'all could just send me a check for like $10,000.
Support us on Patreon, please.
Yeah, no doubt, that'd be dope.
Cody needs it.
Yeah, I really don't want to have to sue a doctor, you know.
You should still sue the doctor. Even if we have 1 million patrons, you should still sue that doctor. He was a bad doctor.
Yeah. Well, his nurses were in agreement. And like, which one of the first things they asked me was, do you have insurance? Yeah. And I didn't. And this didn't happen at work. It's just out in the woods. So they gave me a pill and an ace bandage and told me it was sprained. And they're like, you'll be better in 8 weeks.
That sounds suspect.
I ain't even got a HMO. Maybe I'll go talk to a lawyer. I have literally nothing else occupying my time.
She's like, this is the only other thing you do is this podcast.
This is my biggest commitment for the week. Sitting down with you for an hour and talking.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel real to me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't worked in like 6 months.
That's true.
Not a day of work.
Pretty much since like we got out of high school, there hasn't really ever been a time where you weren't working.
I'm still broke. What's that say?
Well,
it says I drink too much, first of all.
When we work minimum wage jobs, you know.
I haven't worked a minimum wage job in years.
Well, neither have I. But starting out, we were.
Yeah, starting out. And, yeah, that's true.
One of the problems is the more money you make,
the more money you spend.
The more money you spend, the nicer stuff you get.
Yeah, well, the more money your friends spend for you. I was hanging out with our group of friends. Trouble ensued. I bought, I don't know how many of Corey's speeding tickets. I paid one of your speeding tickets.
You did. I paid you back for that, though.
You did. You paid me back.
But yeah, I didn't have the money at the time.
Kyle bought one of my speeding tickets.
It's like, I feel like our group of friends, like, we all spent money on each other. Like, it wasn't just one person spending money for the group.
Yeah, and that's not like what I'm trying to say. But, like, in our
like,
group
there
of
were
friends,
times where I bought people's meals, and there were times where I had meals bought for me.
Yeah.
I had a speeding ticket bought for me. I paid Corey's speeding ticket once because Corey got a lot of speeding tickets.
God, that dude. He never learned.
He never did.
Because he wasn't paying his speeding tickets.
Yeah, because he wasn't paying them.
He's like, dude, I can't tell my dad. Can't tell my dad. I'm 18. I don't have to tell my dad, but I need like $180 right now. God, that guy. So many of my favorite stories involve Corey.
He's got good stories, man.
Yeah. He never says no to anything. And that's what makes him a great friend. And a better lover. So I hear.
So I read.
So I read. No, he's a good dude. And
he doesn't say no to much. Like, usually he was on board, whatever dumb idea someone had.
Shit, half the time
Corey was ready to
idea.
go. And yeah, he had a lot of ideas of his own.
It's like he was inventing ways to hurt himself. Like Ultra Cup. That was another. We were going to launch him out of a catapult for a while.
That was just an engineering problem, is that we couldn't build a catapult.
I could have built a catapult.
I could build a catapult now.
Yeah.
We could do it now.
We just...
Back then, I doubt our ability to build a functioning catapult.
Yeah. If I'm being real honest, I feel confident.
I was like, we felt confident at the time that we could do it.
Which, thank God we didn't do it. Oh my god, we could have killed him.
We could have, yeah.
Because that was the whole thing. We were going to put it up next to the lake and just launch him out into the water.
Yeah, launch him out into the water.
And see, like, how far he goes. But, like, something I thought of way after we were going to do it was how to keep the catapult from just slamming him right into the ground.
There's a
stop bar.
Yeah, there's a stop bar that stops the catapult.
Yeah, well, 16-year-old me didn't think about a stop bar.
True.
I could have killed him. We could have killed him, man. It's crazy. But he was always volunteering.
He was eager. He was ready to go with the catapult, though. That was the craziest thing.
Yeah, he wanted
He wanted to get shot out of the catapult.
Yeah. Dude, one time he told me, well, more than once, but he told me, like, I'm pretty sure he still feels like this. At his funeral, he wants somebody to throw a grenade, like, in his casket.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was
pull a pin and blow it.
Dan said that, too. That's what he wants.
Did he? These guys are crazy.
They wanted us to throw grenades into the
caskets.
caskets.
Like $100 to cremate somebody, man. Grenades are like way expensive. Although you don't cover people in human salsa with a cremation.
True.
One thing would be guaranteed is no one would be expecting it. Except for us.
No one would.
Except for the guy throwing the grenade.
No one would. We can't tell Ashley either.
Oh, God, no. She'd freak out.
Yeah.
She'd kill herself so she could haunt us. I know that's like one of those memes you see on the internet all the time. It's not even really a meme. It's like, man, looking back, it's crazy that we survived and did all this crazy stuff when we were kids and we're alive today. And I think about it, it's like, it actually is. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because we, like, the stuff we didn't do pales in comparison to the stuff we actually ended up doing.
It's true.
Yeah, some of which we should change subjects.
I had a shower thought that if you don't look back on your younger self and think about how stupid you fucking were back then, you're still stupid.
No, I'm still perfect, bro. I'm never going to die. I'm going to live forever. That's pretty good, though. I'm going to get that tattooed on my throat.
If you don't look back and see all the dumb stuff you were trying to do, you're still doing dumb stuff.
Man, you're still doing dumb stuff. That's like every family has an asshole. If you don't know who it is, it's you.
Yeah.
Type thing. Yeah. If you don't know who your dumbest friend is, I got some bad news. Like, I bet we would probably pick the same person as our dumbest friend.
Throw that on a t-shirt.
Throw that on a t-shirt. What? I'm sorry.
That shower thought of...
oh, yeah. I'm sure they'd sell it at, like, Walmart or something.
Well, we could sell it. We could start a merch store. I'd like to start a merch store with some, like, t-shirts and stickers and shit.
Who would buy our merch?
People listening to this podcast, man.
All
These people.
4 of them?
Our people. Our first podcast has 18 views in the first week, and I'm proud of that. Considering that I barely told anybody about it. I just posted it. I told you and my brother.
Really? Dude, I told everybody I could.
And
my physical therapist doctor knows about this podcast.
I told my brother, you, and a couple other friends. Really? That's all I've told about it.
No, it's crazy. Is your brother's probably the only one that listened to it.
He did. He told me he listened to the whole thing.
So thank you, Michael, saying your real name.
Don't say Moises' real name, though.
Mum's the word on that one.
Backstory on that one is we tried to do a podcast once, me and my brother and some friends, and a guy named Moises kept freaking out when we used his real first name. So Moises, if you're listening to this, your name is Moises. And it's okay. No one knows who you are. No one's going to steal you.
His real name is Moises?
His real name is Moises, yeah. He is Hispanic. I think he's El Salvadorian.
El Salvadorian?
Yeah.
That's a weird name, even in Spanish.
That's his name.
Yeah, cool. Moises. What did he want y'all to call him?
I don't remember. Some really weird, like, gamer tag that he used to use. He wanted us all to use those names.
Like code names?
Yeah, like code names. And we got there and we were about to film and we were all drinking because we were going to do like a drunk podcast.
I remember when you guys were doing that.
And he was like, so what are you guys going to want me to call you? And we're like, call me Josh. And my brother's like, I was going to go by Michael. Yeah.
It's been working out so far.
It's been working out the past 20 years, so I figured I'd stick with it.
It's a good name. Speaking of good names.
The problem is we got too drunk trying to make it, I think.
That's a real problem.
And things went south really fast and the footage was unusable.
Yeah, you know what? That sounds likely. Which is crazy because you don't drink that much.
I don't.
Unless you're drinking Jaeger or waffle shots, and then you drink everything.
I like Jaeger. It's good.
Let it be known across the internet that you did 40 shots in like 6 hours. And then...
It didn't end well.
Horribly sick.
I did. I got very sick.
The fact that you even stomached 40 shots for more than like 10 minutes is amazing to me. That was a lot.
It was too much. I'll say it was too much.
I'll say it. It was too much.
It was too many.
Gratuitous.
It was too many shots. I shouldn't have done that many.
Yeah, it was a great... I still tell people that story. It's like, yeah, that's my friend Josh. He did 40 shots one night. Like, does he drink? No.
Those waffle shots are delicious, though. That's the problem. The problem is I either hate the taste of an alcoholic drink and I won't drink any of it. Mm-hmm. Because I ain't about drinking shit that tastes awful just to get drunk. But then, alcoholic drinks that taste really good, I'll drink way too much because it tastes good.
It tastes good, yeah. It's like drinking a soda.
And I don't drink enough to really know where the limit is. And it's far less than 40, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, your physical limit and your emotional limit are different numbers.
I passed both of them.
I think my physical limit on what to drink, the very tippy top is like 8 beers and a shot. That's where it starts getting really, really bad. But 6 beer me is fine. Like, I'm definitely drunk. But, like, I'm fine.
I'm pretty good after 2 margaritas. Like,
you're a 2 margarita
2 margaritas, I feel good. But I'm not, like, overdone.
Right, the room is not spinning.
Yeah.
But you can't feel the tip of your nose or ears.
Yeah, but I can feel it, but not too much. So, that's a pretty good limit for me.
All right. Well, that's a good number.
I like margaritas, too. They taste good.
They just taste like salt and lime to me.
I like sugar rims, actually.
Like the sugar rim margaritas?
I like a sugar rim margarita.
Do you like the weird flavor margaritas?
Which I had never had until I was at that party at Derek's house. And they were making making sugar rim margaritas. First time I'd ever had one.
Really?
And that rim does taste better. A lot of times I left the salt off the rim. Really? It just had nothing on the rim. Because I didn't like the salt.
So you were just drinking straight margaritas?
Yes, I was just drinking straight margaritas, no salt.
Understood.
But the sugar rim did taste good.
Right on. You ever had a frozen margarita? Like a blended one?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, buddy,
it was just cubed ice. Usually they're just cubed ice.
Understood. I had my first... my first and favorite margarita, because I don't care for margaritas. My dad likes them, and he was my hero when I was a kid, and so I wanted to do everything like him. So I was like convinced myself that I like margaritas.
Yeah. And
then I went to the Bahamas for my 20th birthday when I was still with Liz. We went down there, and they had a special going on at the resort bar where we were staying at. It was buy one get one on drinks, like full-size drinks. And I was 18. No, I was 20 at the time. And down there, the legal age is 18.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely going to spend every dime I've ever had here. Naturally. That's what you do.
Naturally. Well, I've noticed that, yeah, I drank way more before I turned 21 than I've drank after I turned 21.
100%. Yeah,
because
it tapers off fast.
There was definitely something. The fact that I wasn't supposed to do it and it was illegal made me want to do it so much more than actually getting drunk. I don't really find that fun.
That's a weird attitude for a nurse to take.
Yeah, I don't care that much for being drunk. Like, it's nice a little bit every now and then, but...
Yeah, well, I don't know that you've been significantly traumatized enough to really appreciate what alcohol can do.
Yeah, I've had alcohol poisoning a couple of times now. Or
40 shots.
Technically, I don't know if it was alcohol poisoning, but 40 shots of that, and then
you can
one night when we were like 18, me and Corey downed like a whole bottle of 99 berries. And I was sick for like 2 days after I did that.
100%. Corey was all over that 99 stuff. Like, he did 99 bananas and cried one night. It was like, I love you so much, man. One time, him and Daniel killed a bottle of 99 berries, and they were just in their room confessing their love to each other.
Corey he's a love drunk.
He's a love drunk.
When he gets drunk, he gets very like emotionally attached to people until he wants to tell you how much he loves you.
Yeah. If you're listening, Corey, we love you too, buddy.
Me too.
Corey's such a solid dude. Like, after Brianna left me, like, I was texting Corey and Ashley before it happened because felt like something was up.
Yeah.
And anyways, after it all happened, and I told him, I was like, yeah, we're over. She decided to end it, and they called. Well, Ashley called, and like, what's going on in your mind right now? Like, how are you doing? So she let me cry it out for a little while, and then Corey got on there, and I was crying, and Corey's kind of a sympathetic crier, so he started crying, which made me cry more. And then we were just like on the phone, both making these noises. Then I'm gonna do it. And he's like, "If I buy you a plane ticket, would you get on it?" And I was like, "Yes, get me the fuck out of here. I don't want to be in this state right now." And they did. They fucking bought me a plane ticket, flew me down to Arkansas for a week, and that was nice. It was really good. Went to Comic-Con while I was there. Met Justin Briner, which is the voice of Deku from My Hero, and I met Sean Astin. I don't know how to say his last name. Samwise from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that was pretty dope. A lot of interesting stuff, good costumes. It was nice to just like go home for a bit and see people. It was nice. It was a needed vacation, and Corey and Ashley are super great. They're great people. But yeah, he's a crier. That's how all that started. When Corey drinks, he cries, and he's also a little bit of sympathetic crier. So if you cry in front of him, he'll start choking up.
All right, we'll probably leave it there, man.
Oh my God, was that an hour?
It was almost an hour. It'll probably be closer to like 50 minutes after I edit it.
Oh sure. I feel like 20 minutes of it was just me explaining how I broke my legs.
Anyway, but yeah, so podcast is now on Podbean as well as YouTube. Coming soon to Spotify and iTunes.
Absolutely.
Keep a lookout for a new video series we're going to start called Cooking with JandC.
Like it.
We're going to just pick some random recipe and see if we can't cook it up. Maybe next time we'll try some Eggs Benedict, or maybe try pasta from scratch.
I say we got pasta. That could be the next thing.
Anyway.
Start slow.
If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button.
Like, comment, subscribe. Don't call me a douche. That's pretty much my only rules.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
See you guys next week.